Imagine waking up one day to find that the throne you were born to inherit has been violently taken by your own blood. Even worse, instead of executing you, your ruthless uncle strips you of your name, brands you a commoner, and exiles you to a desolate, inescapable mountain valley, hoping the psychological isolation will drive you to end your own life. This is the bitter reality for a teenage named King Danjong. But what the corrupt royal court in the capital didn't count on was the village warden assigned to keep him caged. A man who thought he was hosting a wealthy nobleman for a quick payday, only to realize he's holding the ultimate political time bomb. This isn't just a story about a fallen king, but a psychological game of survival, betrayal, and a secret pact. The story kicks off in a remote, struggling corner of 15th century Joseon, where village chief Hung-do is desperately trying to scheme a way to bring wealth to his impoverished people. Hearing that a high-profile political exile is being sent from the capital, Hung-do aggressively lobbies the cold, calculating kingmaker Myung-ho, begging to have the prisoner sent to his village, expecting to see a rich nobleman whose family will flood the town with bribes and luxury goods which would be beneficial to him and his people. But the moment the heavily guarded carriage arrives, Hung-do's dreams of luxury instantly vanish. Instead of a wealthy lord, here is a fragile, trauma-ridden teenage boy, demoted to the rank of Prince Nosan. Hung-do is furious, dismissing the fallen monarch as a grubby little kid who will only bring trouble. But as the village watches the heavily armed guards surround the boy's quarters, the tension shifts. This isn't a guest, it's a prisoner marked for death. The horror of the young king's isolation quickly begins to unravel. Haunted by violent nightmares of the loyal palace servants who were slaughtered during his uncle's bloody coup, the teenage prince is driven to the absolute brink of sanity. Chief Hung-do, terrified that he will be executed by the state if his prisoner dies on his watch, closely shadows and monitor the boy, only to catch him standing at the literal edge of a sheer cliff face, ready to plunge into the abyss. In a tense, emotionally raw confrontation, Hung-do drags the broken king back from the ledge. What starts as a bumbling warden trying to save his own skin slowly evolves into a profound, protective bond. The bumbling chief begins to see past the fallen royal title and quick wealth, recognizing a deeply traumatized child who has lost everything, and Hung-do quietly vows to become the shield the young king never had. But peace in the valley is short-lived as the shadow of rebellion reaches their isolated sanctuary. A secret loyalist faction, led by the fierce Grand Prince Joseon, plots to overthrow the usurper king and restore the boy to his rightful throne. A secret messenger sneaks into the village, delivering a hidden letter to the young king, asking for his official royal assent to launch the bloody uprising. The young king shoots an arrow with a message toward a distant mountain peak, a definitive signal to ignite the revolution. But betrayal is always lurking in the shadows. An informant leaks the plot directly to the villainous Myung-ho. In a flash, brutal government forces descend upon the loyalists, turning the mountain passes into a horrific bloodbath, leaving Gyeongsan captured and the young king's last hope completely shattered. With the rebellion crushed, the capital sends down the ultimate, cruel ultimatum: the boy king must die. So rather than forcing him to drink public poison or letting the state mutilate his body, Chief Hung-do makes a devastating sacrifice to honor his friend. In the most heart-wrenching twist, Hung-do helps construct a hidden, self-triggered mechanism, allowing the young king to end his life on his own terms, preserving his final shred of royal dignity. At absolute historical risk to his own family, Hung-do bravely steals the king's body from the river to give him a sacred, hidden burial. Two men from completely different worlds, crushed by the gears of history, yet bound by a loyalty that defied a tyrant. And this is a true story of King Danjong, the sixth monarch of the Joseon dynasty, who was forced to abdicate his throne by his uncle.